Huddle, the podcast that brings you the heart and soul of Charley Bulldog high school sports. All right, welcome to Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Romo Athletics, empowered by our title sponsor, Phelps County Bank. Speaking of Phelps County Bank, they are 100% employee-owned. They are 100% community champions. They are bankers by day, but you know what? They're Bulldog fans by night. They sure are. And here we go. Today, we got in episode 45 of season 3, we have head Lady Bulldog basketball coach, Charley Parker. Welcome, Coach.
What's going on, Tommy?
Oh, man, just kind of excited how everything's going, man. I know it's a lot of fun, and it's great. And I would just also want to kind of give a shout-out to Taylor Chrysler, who is the Coach Miller down there at the boys team, going to give you a little bit of love. The Taylor Chrysler is our new Coach Talk sponsor, so it's kind of cool to have them on board. So all the episodes with the coaches, they're going to be that sponsor for that. So, man, Coach, you had a busy start to the season. You're hanging out there at 5-1, coming off that Carthage Invitational or Carthage Shootout, whatever they call it now. Man, you had everything, didn't you? The kind of the ups and downs, the challenges.
We had a little everything, and we had that time where I said earlier in the year that at times our youth will come out, and it came out down in there in that tournament, one game, but we rebounded the next day and come out and looked really good that next day. But it's going to happen at different times through the season. It's not over. That's just growing pains, and I'm still happy and proud of where our girls are at right now, and we're just going to continue to get better.
So you start off with Southside out of Fort Smith. Again, you played them last year, and you end up with a real dominant win. Riley Dodson doing her thing, put up 32 points. And then two others in double figures with Mariah Watkins and Anderson, Riley Anderson, with 11. So I mean, again, it's kind of what you kind of been seeing. It's what we saw the first two games of the year.
They come out that first quarter and shot it really well, and then we were playing with them. They just was falling for them, and then all of a sudden, our pressure finally got to them, and we got some quick transition baskets, and Dawson shot it really well that night. I think she's 5 for 8 from 3.
Nice.
And one time she come over to me at the bench and it's like, Coach Parker, if I'm deep, she's like, I feel it. Can I let it go? And will you get mad at me? And I said, hey, I knew she was feeling it. And I said, if you want to let it go, let it go. And I think the very next possession, she was about 7 foot behind the 3-point line, and she let it go. And honestly, probably wasn't a shot that I would want. She's kind of off balance, rushed it a little bit, and she just banged it in. And the goal must have been, hula hoop wide for her that night. And, I remember those nights as players. But, she had a good tournament. All those girls really had a good tournament in their own way. But that was a good game, not for just my main girls, but that was a good game for my younger girls and some girls to come off the bench and kind of show me, what they could do, because a lot of people got a lot of minutes that night, and we're still trying to find those girls to come off and give us some productive minutes, and I'm just still playing with that and seeing who can come in at times, because going down the stretch we're going to need that. So that was a nice game to see that.
Yeah, again, so for those that maybe aren't as familiar with the program or kind of just in and out, you got one senior, you got one junior, and one sophomore, and 2 freshmen that start.
Yep.
And then, to be honest, they get the majority of your minutes.
Yeah.
And then you got kind of a rotation with sophomores and freshmen.
And then everything comes off the bench as a sophomore and freshman. I mean, we have in our program, we have 1 senior, 1 junior, 5 sophomores, and 11 freshmen. I mean, we're really, really young, so we're just embrace the process right now and stay true to what we're doing. And when your time's called, come up and give me what you can.
Well, so that leads. It's a great way to lead in. Like you said, you got a lot of minutes for some of the other ones. You're trying to work their time in. How's that rotation going to work? And with your style of play, where you're playing that up tempo and getting up, they need those fresh legs.
Yeah, I need somebody to come in off the bench that's going to be able to give productive minutes, and even if it's for just a few minutes, or if it's a longer stand if we're in foul trouble. But So we got some girls working and fighting for that spot and putting them in at times to see how they handle different situations, whether it's a pressure situation, whether it's a blowout, whether it's a late game situation, late quarter situation, just kids handle things differently at different times, and how are we going to face that adversity and who's going to step up to the occasion? That's what we're looking for right now.
So then we head into the Sunrise Christian, which again has a heavy Serbian, Russian influence in their recruiting process. They're at the private school out of Kansas, and they're big.
They
They're
were
big.
big. They were
Physical.
big, and not only that were they big, they shot it well. That's one game that uh, I truly think that game we play them 10 times, we probably win it 7, 8 times. We just before the game, you just get that feel. We're on the road. We have you know 3 days in a row. We stayed in a hotel. We've been around each other. We're horsing around, having fun as we want to do, as a team. We're wanting to build that team culture, that positivity right now. And I look down before the game and I see us on the sideline, and I just had that feeling that it was going to be a grinder by the way I seen us warming up. And they come out, they shot at 6 for 7 from three in the first quarter, and we were
I'm
in
shell
trouble.
shocked. Yeah.
Yep. And because they were so big and their guards was good and can get to the rim at any time, they were so quick, and we was trying to pack the lane a little bit more, and they were kicking it out and knocking down shots, and then we had to go guard the 3-point line, and we were giving up direct drives, and it was kind of we got down 20 and in the first half, and I didn't know which way we was going to go, and we come back in the second half and cut it to 5,
That's incredible.
and
Yeah.
really had a couple chances there that I think that if we don't have a couple bonehead turnovers, it goes the other direction. I think we do make that comeback and come out on top on that game, but we had a couple crucial times that we really needed a stop and a execute right there, and we get the stop, and we would go down, and just a silly turnover is dribbling off our foot. It wasn't nothing that they forced. We just that's the way it happened that night. So that's one that I wish I'd have back, but it caught us that night, and we took one from there and learned from it, and bounced back against Bentonville, who was probably the best team down there on Saturday, and beat them by 15.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah,
Yep.
so you think about that's one of these things about these shootouts when you got the back 3 games over 3 days,
Yep.
which is not normal for high school ball. Typically, the tournaments are kind of spread out over a week, and there's a little bit of a grind to that. And then when you come in and you have to suffer through that first punch from a bigger, physical, older team,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to come back. It's hard to stay mentally crisp late in those games when you've exerted so much to get back into it, to fight, to battle. But like you said, then you turn into Bentonville, and so you go from the Saturday game where Dodson and then Bella Campbell, a freshman, both have 21 points for you,
Yep.
and then you go into the Bentonville game, which, like you said, arguably the best team there, and you put all 5 starters in double figures.
Yeah. We going into that game, Dodson and Bella had a good game against.
I think they're celebrating.
They're celebrating the big
Yeah.
championship.
Oh, I thought they were going to say about what you just, your ability to provide that details. In there. That was for you.
Yeah, may have been. I don't know, but Dodson and Campbell, they had a good game offensively against Sunrise Christian Academy, both putting up 21 in a game, and then that game. And I think Bella actually was 9 for 11 from the free throw line in that
Nice.
game. Shot it really well. Um, and then we come into Bentonville, and I didn't know what our legs was going to be like.
Yeah.
And after coming back from that, and 5 in doubles, we're capable of it, and that's what I really, look for with these girls, and we're gonna be able to do it a lot of nights. Bella led us in that game with 15, and then we just staggered from there. But Riley Dotson had 11 points, 8 assists, 15 rebounds.
Nice.
After she had 1 rebound the night before, and I kind of pulled her aside. I was like, "You need to go get a board," because she's capable of big numbers, and she had 15 that night. But they all filled it up. Riley Anderson had a good game. Madison had a big 3 in that game, kind of to sway it one way or the other. Um, Mariah finally had her breakout game. She kind of started off the season a little bit slow, and we talked before that game, and she come out and turned it on, and has turned it on since then. She had 26 the other night against
Blair
Blair
Oaks,
Oaks, went 4 for 5 from 3-point line. So she's starting to turn it on, and when we get them all going, we're gonna be
Oh,
we're gonna be fun.
yeah, that's what's nice is you got a lot of weapons. You can get all that going. Just a good group of kids that know how to play. The IQ's high. You mentioned Mariah. That was one of the things early on. I kind of felt like sometimes when it's that senior year and you're starting that senior year, it can be real easy to think too much about it's my senior year.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where she was, because again, she's got college decisions to make. There's just a
Yep.
lot on her plate, and I love that you were able to pull her aside and then see her respond
Yep.
in such a
She
big way.
she's a kid that's turned into a very approachable kid, and we have that relationship that we can have those talks. And she like you said, she does have a lot on her plate. She's got a variety of schools wanting her to come play for them and make a commitment to them. And so that's in her head, and trying to make those decisions and weighing one and the other. And then when we had that conversation on Saturday, man, it just a light switch flipped. And she's really turned it on like she has been. And she's a great kid and a great player. I'm glad she's on our side of it.
Definitely, especially being the career leader or season leader in steals.
Steals.
You
Yeah.
don't want to be playing up against her and having her get in that
No.
passing lane.
No.
So look, so then we wind up at we go to Blair Oaks. Again, big victory over there, 28-point victory against the Lady Falcons. And he said with Mariah kind of really stepping up and playing well in that game.
Yeah, she stepped up well in that game. We got in a little bit of foul trouble. We took off on them quick. Jumped on them quick, and then they kind of made a little run on us. We got in foul trouble. Riley Anderson got in foul trouble. Kind of flattened out a little bit defensively, I thought. Um, and
And
they
having
were,
Riley, oh, sorry, I'm gonna jump. Having Riley go out too. I mean, she's such a good presence
yeah,
inside with how she
yeah.
rebounds, the space she takes up, her post moves inside, her ability to kick it. She's even though she's a freshman, she just
She
brings
does
yeah
she does
a
a
lot
lot of
more
small
dynamic.
things for us that people don't realize. She's averaging, I think, 5 or 6 rebounds a game right now. Bella's averaging almost 9 rebounds a game right now. So those freshmen are really pulling their weight there. But when she went out, that was a big defensive presence for us that just left. They did a really good job of face guarding Dotson. They didn't let her get sit out there and get hers. They put a lot of focus in on her, and it was a big game for Mariah to step up. Her defense stepped up. She had 5 steals, 26 points, 5 assists to go with it.
Wow.
And she shot it really well, 4 for 5 from three, like I said earlier. But that's the thing about us, and we've talked about that actually when we was at Sunrise Christian Academy. We have a group capable of, if somebody doesn't has an off night offensively, somebody else is going to step up and do it. And she did it that night.
Yeah, I really like the way the team has come out of the gates, the way they've started watching the chemistry. Again, the first couple home games were just just up tempo, get after it. So takes into tonight. We got the Nixa Lady Eagles coming up again. Nixa is they're just a huge athletic program down
Mm.
there. They start off the season a little bit slow at 2-3, but again they're
Their
playing.
threes are
Yeah,
their 3 losses are good. Hickman and then 2 teams out of Arkansas beat them. I mean, their 3 losses are good losses, and they bounced back the other night, beat West Plains. Coach Talbert's got a good squad down there. Two sisters that control the paint, and do a good job altering shots in there. Good guard play. One guard can shoot it really well. One guard's quick at getting to the rim, averaging about 20 a game. Um, we start a gauntlet starting tonight.
yeah.
I mean, we have Nixa tonight, and we turn around and go to Marshfield, who's
Thursday.
7-1, who's their only loss is to Principia.
And
They
Marshfield's been one of the top teams in
yeah they
not just the region but the state the
yeah
last 10 years.
Marshfield returned everybody off last year's quarterfinal team. Got a Division I signee that's just a junior. Got Quinn Aldridge, who her sister played at Kansas and Mizzou, so a lot of basketball history there. Then we go into our holiday tournament. We got Marquette, who beat us in district finals there. Webb City coming in, and then out of there we got Hillcrest, Rogersville, who went to the Final Four, and West Plains. So I mean, our next 10 games, we better not take a night off.
Well, and let's be honest. I mean, as we talked about having that young team, this is the type of thing that can be, I won't say it's a make or break on the season. if you focus this only on the wins and losses versus this is all set up to get us ready for the district play, right? So
Yep.
now's the time to put them to the test the fire. You got game after game that they can rebound from, adjust from, learn from, grow from, and use it for the next game. And knowing these kids, how they play, I don't think there's any question that they're going to be ready to play. And if they need to learn something, they will learn something.
Yeah, come March, and that's why I've done this is expectations rises, and especially with the group that's coming up, the expectations rises. The expectations rises for me, and I knew that in order for us to achieve what we want to achieve, I had to make adjustments on our schedule, and we had 6 games to fill coming into this season, and I picked probably 6 of the best teams in the state or best programs in the state, you know, to fill those voids. We picked up Republic. We picked up MICDS, who has the Haywood girl, who's the #2 recruit in the state. So I prepared us. Wins and losses might not be there, but we're going to learn and we're going to grow and we're going to prepare ourselves for March.
I love it.
So,
That's exactly what those got to do. That's what programs do. Is it's you don't hide from it, and we know that from we all have relationships with different coaches from different programs that they like to stack their schedule in a different way so they can get those wins and losses. But every time they advance out, they can't kind of get past that spot when they get to that next stage. And
and I like to win as much or more, and I'll be mad if we lose, but and I've had to do this multiple times this year. I've left practice aggravated, so aggravated. At the Sunrise Christian game, I went back to the hotel, got back on film, was so aggravated. But, I found myself taking a deep breath and said, 90% of my squad is 14 years old. And we're playing against 17, 18-year-olds. So
we're 22.
Yeah, we're 22. So some of those girls felt like it. They were grown women, but but we're gonna learn. We're young. We're gonna learn, and I got to realize that at time. But obviously, my overall goal is I still want to try to compete and win. But we're gonna learn and prepare ourselves. We're gonna be battle tested for sure.
It's going to be a season of growth, a season of development, a season of learning for both the players and you as a coach dealing with that young group.
Yep.
So before we kind of wind down and look at some other things, let's go ahead and take a look at our sponsors real quick. Always like to give a big shout out to them. As, of course, we talked about Phelps County Bank being the title sponsor for Inside the Huddle. Appreciate them. Taylor Chrysler, again, coming on as the Coach Talk sponsor. So appreciate them very much. Jeremy Shelton over there, been a big supporter of our basketball program. Home Sweet Mo Properties does the Spotlight Edition where we're doing all the senior sightings and a lot of the other activities. So appreciate Jared and Danielle coming on for that. Kobe Juan Skills Academy. This facility's getting close, getting ready. It's going to be exciting when that gets done. Looking forward to that. Jackie Morozowitz in full bloom. Backdrop rental party, balloon decor. Just does a great job with all the stuff she does on that. And the season ticket going to be over there tomorrow with JP Maxwell, 5 to 6 p.m. on 104.9. Tune in. We'll probably give a shout out to the Bulldogs, talk a little bit about tonight's game, and we're over there. So you talk about the Marshfield. You've won the last 2 meetings against them, right? So one of them was, I believe, in a regular season, or one was the district championship.
One of them was in regular season, and then district, second round of districts, we were down 17, maybe late third quarter, and come back and beat them.
Yeah.
That
was incredible.
Yeah.
That was incredible. And then before that, they kind of had the run of us since like 2013. They won like 7 in a row on us.
Yep.
And then we've got the last 2. So that's going to be, again, we've already talked about that. There's a lot to expect from that. So fans, if you come on up tonight, the game starts at 5:30 tonight.
5:30.
The JV. Marshfield, I think the JV starts at 5 o'clock. Yeah. So it's going to be early. So hit the road. Let's get a big contingent out there in Marshfield. Cheer on the Lady Bulldogs. They take on the Lady Blue Jays. If not, I'm sure they're going to have that live stream. And then after that, now we've got our break to the holiday.
Yep.
And then we'll come back in for the Holiday Hoops Tournament, the Mitch and Teresa Escobar Holiday Hoops Tournament. So first round, you guys will play at 5:30 here at the Rolla Fieldhouse. Some games will be at Missouri S&T. The other ones will be at the Rolla Fieldhouse. And we'll be taking on Hazelwood East. So we'll talk more about this. But you already highlighted, okay, Marquette. Man, Marquette's, they're big, they're long, they're volleyball players, they're athletes.
Got a
Lots of,
Division One signee. It's a junior too, Marianne Kenyon, one of the top players in the state. Good guards to go with her. Webb City. We got a local guy coaching at Webb City right now, Coach Brent.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's at Webb City, so he's coming back. I think he's from Newburgh guy, isn't he?
yep.
Grant.
Yep.
Yep. So St. Pius Festus, another good squad. It'd be some good teams in it.
It's gonna be fun. It's always a lot of fun here at the holiday hoop tournament. So appreciate that. Make sure you come out. I'll post those schedules on Inside the Huddle. You can also find them, I'm sure, on the Raw Athletic Booster Club page as well. So appreciate all of that. So, Coach, last thing. So kind of chilly, last night.
Yeah.
What's your go-to comfort food, man?
When it's cold like
When
that?
it's cold like that.
Oh
What
man.
man.
My wife makes some chicken and dumplings. Man, that is.
Really?
Oh yeah, my wife can make some chicken and dumplings. That would be like my comfort food on a cold day. Although she made chili over the weekend, so
Yeah.
we had some chili, but some chicken dumplings.
Yeah,
But they're hard to beat.
I like chicken dumplings.
Yeah.
Mindy. Can
Yeah.
mix them in sometime, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, maybe we put in a word for it.
We should do that. We should have like a chili cook-off inside the huddle because I make a mean chili myself.
Yeah.
We
Is it spicy or sweet? What do you go with?
Oh no, I go with the it's not I don't go with the hot, I go with spicy because my meats are chorizo, beef, and sausage.
Okay.
So I go that. So you got the
Yeah, try that.
chorizo, a little
Yeah.
more of a flavor on that
Yeah,
one. And then 3 beans and
Yep.
yeah.
That sounds good.
I do not add any. I know some people add some chocolate chips in,
Yeah,
or
I'm
some
not-
sugar,
no.
something like that. I don't do anything like
no,
that. Yeah.
I'm not putting no chocolate chips.
Yeah, I'm
in
not
my
either.
cereal.
But I know people that do that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
No.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's kind of good. All right, man. Well, I want to thank again Taylor Chrysler coming on, being our Coach Talk sponsor. I want to thank Phelps County Bank for being the title sponsor of Inside the Huddle. Also want to thank Coach Parker. Wish you best luck tonight.
Thank you.
So again, come on up here, man. 5:30 starts the JV. Varsity will follow. If you can't make the trip or you're out of town, you can go to the Raleigh Athletic or go to Raleigh Athletic Booster Club on the YouTube page. I think it's where we're streaming them now.
Yep.
You can
Or
watch
Mission
them there.
TV as well.
Yep, Metro TV, so you can get there as well. So yeah, come on up, man. Enjoy it. Have a good game. It should be a fun time.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a good time, right?
Sounds good.
All right, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
All right.
Best
Thank
of luck
you.
on Thursday.
Yep. Let's go. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. All right. So from Coach Parker, I'm Tom Brown. From Inside the Huddle to the Heart of the Game. We'll see you next time.